Roots in the Sky is an exhibition that I'm really excited to curate. It includes myself and several artists who I am very fond of and whose work I support significantly. I was initially invited to take part in this exhibition on my own, and this was roughly 3 or so years ago. And since then, I've really taken the time to consider involving not just myself, but artists who I deeply admire and see myself in context with. I'm always kind of thinking about the generation that I'm a part of and the other practices that I'm in conversation with and dialogue with. So my work has come to be and to signify a number of things, but one of the main ones I would say is the idea of origin and place and home and lineage and kind of inheritance. And I think all the artists in the show are very much devoted to and interested in the idea of not just the present history, but the past and the future, and connecting to and giving nods to those who've come before them and trying to stay connected to those who will come after us. So there's a lot of history and lineage involved in this show. It's deeply important to my practice, and I think all the other artists in the show deal with it in the same kind of way. I'm born in London, but I've been living in America for 10 years now. And over the past 10 years, it's been really exciting to see the kind of cross-pollination that's been happening between here and there. Some of the artists in the show are from America, but are now based here and are having exhibitions here and in Europe and Asia and far beyond. So I think there's this idea of our kind of site or location being really, really open and limitless and not having any kind of parameters or boundaries. So that's really also the impetus for the title Roots in the Sky, because there's this idea that, you know, roots have a complex network underground that we never see, but what if we sort of turned it upside down and you could see them in the sky? And there was this idea that we really could go anywhere and not be held down or tied to one place. And then also along with that, we could be understood and appreciated and engaged with in each new place. So for me, color is a really, really important part of my practice and for my painting. It's one of the reasons why I choose to use oil paint. And of course, there are lots of artists using other mediums in this exhibition too, but what's exciting is they're also really pushing the ways in which color can appeal to representation of something specific and memorable, but also an emotion or a feeling and something deeper. So throughout the show, I'm excited to sort of present the different ways in which color can make you feel different things. We have some nice moments that are a bit deeper and quieter behind me here, and then as you move through the show, you'll see how you almost move through different, not quite climates, but just like spaces, maybe times of day. There's a lot happening at once, and that's kind of the power of color through art making, through painting, through sculpture, and that's what, well, one of the things at least that I'm really excited about with this show.
Many of the works in the exhibition are monumental in scale and a pure joy to experience, and you'll see relationships in the exhibition between artworks in which the artists are exploring elements of their African heritage, as well as artworks in which the artists are depicting daily life, historic and personal narratives, as well as relationships both professional and tender. Inviting artists to curate exhibitions that include their own work as well as other artists' works changes the way that exhibitions are developed and experienced in the gallery. I've worked with artists in this way on a number of occasions before, and it's always thrilling to hear what the artists are going to propose in response to an invitation like this. So this will continue to form an important part of Home's programme going forward, and taps into a wider interest of mine around the history of the Art Centre movement as spaces that are experimental and democratic, and also Home and previously corner houses place within those histories.
I think over the past 4, 5, 6 years, we've come to see, both in the UK, in America, more broadly around the world, a really, really global understanding of what it means to be a Black artist today and what it has meant to be a Black artist over the past centuries, and what it might mean moving forward. However, in my experience, and I'm sure this is the case with several other of the artists in the show, there's often been an instance where we're maybe held in isolation from one another in whatever context it might be. And I've seen every other artist in this show take part in solo exhibitions in museums across the UK. So it was really important for me to have artists who have had a footprint here in the UK already, all across the country. And instead of it just being a singular instance of this is one artist who represents a broader thing, I really wanted it to be here are several artists who represent maybe not so many things actually, but fewer things, but you're seeing it through more lenses. So the idea is really just to expand that understanding